Okay, so it's me again. You know me. This is DITTO by me and Z2442, who I guess is not presenting. He's in there watching, but this is DITTO, and this project has remained like very quiet, locked down. Really haven't shared much about it, but I'm happy to do it here. So DITTO is a project which aims to add a second analog stick to the PlayStation Portable using serial I/O. So what this is something in vain to the 3DS Circle Pad Pro, adding a fully analog secondary stick or nub to the handheld. What this isn't is those traditional second stick PSP mods that have been around for since its inception, where you just wire it up to the face buttons and it acts as face buttons for various games that used them for aiming and or look. So how does it work? So a second analog is connected to the serial controller. The PSP sends a request to for a particular analog access. That's a typo. The request is read by the serial controller, and the desired access result is relayed back to the PSP. Here we have a mock-up here where you have, here's my mouse, you have your analog stick, which is connected to the serial controller. And the purpose of this logic shifter here is just so the serial controller can run at 2.5 volts. I'm hearing some weird echo here. A little disconcerting. Oh, that's my phone. Okay. Because the PSP's UART hardware only runs at 2.5 volts, so this logic shifter is necessary. And it interfaces using the auxiliary pinout, which we have documented on, well, we have a linked documentation on the write-up concerning that. So regarding developer usage, no additional software is required for developers to use this. You simply fill the rserv struct, or not struct, array, like you would with the PS Vita or DualShock 3. I'm not really sure if the struct was designed specifically for the DualShock 3, but it exists natively in the PSP SDK, which I found really interesting. So the software involved, there's three major software components. There's Control Hook, which is a syscall patcher to SCE control read buffer positive, which handles all input for most things. There's also read negative, which is used for PS1 compatibility, so isn't necessarily relevant here. There's the PSP UART library, which is a library designed to interface with the PSP UART hardware. This is what will send and receive requests to the serial controller, which is using the TZ controller software, which just, like I said, interprets all of that. So here's some images here. This first one is just a concept of an earlier build showing the shell. This one back here was the more Circle Pad Pro-esque model where all the hardware is locked behind this, in that little box. I don't know how you describe it. And then this one here is our latest prototype image where you can see the logic shifter. You have the TZ in there. And the way this one works is it kind of wraps around the WLAN switch on the right side. That way you aren't dealing with this uncomfortable cube to the right. So I don't have any video of the prototype, and the reason for that is because Z got really lazy and he ignored me for a week, and then I got back to him and he said, I'll ship it to you, and it's not going to get here for another 2 hours. So blame him for that. But what I do have to show is absolutely everything that we've done is open source, including graphics, the shell models, and write-ups, which is, cool. And there's the link to the write-up concerning a lot more information. Don't know what else to say about that, but, ask questions. I know I talked really fast doing that. It's an exciting project, but at the same time, I didn't have many slides. No questions? Sad.
I think everyone's just kind of in shock.
Well, thank you, I guess, regarding that.
I do have one thing to ask, right? Is there any way you'd be able to buy this hardware commercially, or do you have to set this up yourself?
That is something that Z and I had talked about like putting these kits together and selling them, but it's really not something that's come into full fruition yet. But like I said, the reason we put everything out there is so if you don't want to do that, if we do end up doing that or someone else does it and it's expensive, you can just sit down and learn how it works yourself. Z asked me if I checked my mail yet. Yeah, I did, and I checked the tracking number, and it still isn't here, which is quite unfortunate. Yeah, no questions, just bafflement, says someone in the chat. Understandable.
You blew their minds.
Did I? Wow. Poggies. Fill the ocean with plastic. Of course, that's how you do it. You gotta kill the environment for innovation. Well then, thank you, I guess, guys. All in my port here because no one has any questions.
Okay, well, thanks, Mojo and Z. That's definitely a big surprise. I mean, it's been concealed for all the developers to everyone watching at home. Well, sorry, everyone's watching at home. You know what I mean. All the developers didn't know about this either, so I think we're in shock as well.